Let's go to Atlanta, Richard. Let's talk about the sinking ship that is the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know if many people saw this coming into the season. They're 3-5 right now, and I think, frankly, they look horrendous. The Atlanta Falcons are 6-3. I mean, what's the bigger story here in your eyes? The fact that Atlanta is 6-3, or the fact that the Dallas Cowboys are an abysmal 3-5?
I would say the Dallas Cowboys because I think a lot of people, were giving a lot of credit to the moves that Atlanta made throughout the offseason. I think, people were criticizing him about the Michael Penix move and drafting him in the first round, but he's the future of the franchise, and they believe that. But they have the current right now in Kirk Cousins, and I think he's enjoying himself. He's adopting the Atlanta culture and the Atlanta vibes and everything that they stand for. And I think the city's embracing him and he's embracing the city and he's having a lot of fun, Mitchell. He was 19 of 24 today, 3 touchdown passes. He was able to hit Drake London on a fade route or a wheel route in the end zone. He was able to hit Mooney on a broken coverage. It looked like they just busted cover 2. And you just gotta. I'm happy for Kirk. I'm happy for Kirk. He's always been one of the quarterbacks that I thought was a way better, and closer to elite than anybody gave him credit. And he's on a team with a lot of talent. I think Kyle Pitts is starting to benefit from it. Obviously, Darnell Mooney, but John Robinson had 7 catches for 59 yards, 12 rushes for 75 yards, his best all-purpose yards game of the season. And they're finally giving him more touches, giving him, getting him the ball in space a lot more. But remember last year when the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones was at the trade deadline, was like, hey, we're not making any moves. I mean, unless somebody calls us and gives us an offer we can't refuse, we just gonna keep doing what we do. Well, Jerry, your team looks abysmal. You should have made decisions during the offseason when you were all in. All in meant all out, I guess, Mitchell,
Yeah.
because everybody about to be out in a second. They about to say, you gotta go, you gotta go, you gotta go, you gotta go, because they made a terrible move picking their defensive coordinator. Now, I've talked to players on that team, I've talked to guys on that staff, I've talked to ex-players who played in this scheme. It's too predictable. Mike Zimmer's scheme is too predictable. He doesn't adjust, he doesn't adapt to what's going on right now. Like, you have to adapt to the league that it is right now. You can't say, hey, I've had success in the past and I've always done this and I've always done that. You have to evolve. You have to adapt to what's happening right now. And he's not. You know when they're going to be in man, you know when they're going to be in zone, you know what zone they're running. It's predictable, and you can dictate their formations. If it's third and short, they're in man. If they're in the red zone inside the 5, they're in man. Like, and it's really resulted in them being a terrible red zone defense because of how predictable they are. And you look and you see a lot of the same talented pieces that were there when Dan Quinn was there, and they were amongst the league leaders, top 10 defense, number 1 in turnovers over the past however many years. And now they can't seem to get any turnovers. They're not getting to the quarterback at the high tilt. Now, DeMarcus Lawrence is hurt. Micah Parsons is out. You got to give him credit for that. Yes, sir. I understand that. But there are still really talented guys there. Carl Lawson was able to get to the quarterback. He was a free agent acquisition, was able to get to the quarterback a few times in this game. But what's happened to CD Lamb? What's happened to the rapport between Dak Prescott and CD Lamb? Dak Prescott, 18 to 24, but only 133 yards and a touchdown. They said something about his running this week, that he had less rushing yards than your boy Jared Goff and I think A-Rod. And so now he ran for 30 yards. But again, now he pulls his hamstring, Mitchell. They almost talked him into pulling his hamstring. So they tell you you're not running it enough. You laugh it off and say, man, that's bad. They get you to run the ball and you pull your hamstring in the game. And then they put Cooper Rush in, which is going to start a whole different controversy, because there's a small contingent of Dallas Cowboy fans who have been saying Cooper Rush, put Cooper Rush in the game. Well, they're going to have another few games of Cooper Rush, I would believe, depending on the severity of Dak Prescott's hamstring injury. And if he finds a way to win games, Mitchell, this is the kind of ridiculousness that happens in Dallas that people would be saying they need to start him over the $60 million quarterback. I'm not the one saying it, Mitchell, and I would never say it because that's ridiculous. But there
Well,
are people that wear Dallas Cowboys gear every single week that will be saying that.
we had a buy or sell segment last week, Richard. I said buy or sell. Dak Prescott is going to be not on this team next year. Richard, if it keeps going down this path, the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry. I mean, he does not accept losing. This city does not accept losing. Where do we go from here with Dallas? I mean, we're at the halfway point. They're 3-5. I mean, conceivably, they're not out of the playoff picture, but for all intents and purposes, they've been getting absolutely shelled by teams. I mean, I know this was a 6-point game, but they were down by multiple scores for the bulk of this game. They made it look close late. I just don't know what the end goal is with this Cowboys team. They made no moves this offseason. They're stuck in no man's land. They're in cap hell. They've got to pay all their players that are supposed to be the team players that are going to elevate this team. Where do we go from here? Is Dak Prescott going to be part of the long-term solution with this team?
Mitchell, I'm going to let you know something that you may not know because I need to look this up. Sorry, I'm on my phone. I need to look up Dak's contract details, and I need to so I can have exact numbers for you because perfect. Got it. So Dak's deal that he got, Mitchell, for all of that money hasn't even started yet. And so everybody is going to be gone before Dak Prescott's gone. Dak Prescott makes 1.25 base salary this year. He makes 47 million next year, 40 the next year, 45 the following year, et cetera, 55 in 2028. Let's see the 129 million guaranteed at signing, which is his 2024 salary plus his 2025 salary. His 2026 salary is guaranteed March 16th of 2025. Injury guaranteed at signing. And fifth day of league year of 2026, his 2027 salary is guaranteed. So Mitchell McCarthy is going to be gone. And the rumors that he's picking up Prime and he's picking up Shedeur are going to be as loud as they possibly can be. Now, don't let the Dallas Cowboys be picking in the top 10 of the National Football League's draft. Do not let the Dallas Cowboys be picking in the top 5 of the National Football League's draft because the amount of noise you're going to hear about them picking up Shedeur Sanders, Mitchell, it's going to sound like CenturyLink during the NFC Championship game that we are about to win. Mitchell, it's deafening. It's ridiculously deafening. And it's rightfully so. Then they're going to be sitting there saying, well, why doesn't his dad coach him again? He coached him at the high school level. He coached him at the college level. He coached him at Dallas. And one star that could be big enough to walk into Dallas and overshadow Jerry Jones just a little bit is Prime. And Mitchell, that's just the conversation that it's going to be. Am I stoking fires that probably aren't there? Is Deion likely going to just stay at Colorado and have a good time and keep coaching his butt off? Sure. But I like the controversy, Mitchell. And it's the Dallas Cowboys. You never freaking know. All you know is that in January, they're not going to be there, at least at the end.
I love that prophecy, Richard. I could totally see it. And they've got the Eagles on the docket next week. If they lose that game, I mean, we might be a step closer to that prophecy